Alright, we're going to be watching Eveeraider, who's going to be playing Diva and Winston on Route 66. This is Plat 1 on PC. I played an abysmal attack on Route 66 as Diva Winston, tried to dive targets, but nothing I did seemed to be working, and we ended up not even capping the first point. The game may have been a win, but on attack I felt useless. Any tips on how I should approach these fights would be appreciated. Okay, so we're just going to only focus on the attack. I'm not going to worry about the defense, because it sounds like if you won it, then you probably didn't get very far in first, and then full held the 1 second. For anyone who's curious, this video might look a little different than usual because I'm having some monitor issues. So this is actually going to be 60 frames per second instead of 144, which is, to me, actually gives me a headache now switching over, but is what it is. Maybe folks won't notice. All right, starting out again. This is Plat 1, so almost diamond again. You know, you're almost top 10% of all players, so something like that. So I always think you'd be pretty good at this overall. You take high ground over here. I think this is a good call, right? Got to force them off bridge. Basically reduce so Northern Maracha completely. Don't even, like, at this distance, you don't do any damage to Maracha. Like, look, you just shot him. He took like 5 damage. don't even. It's not even worth your time. Like, literally, just worry about what's going on in front of you. As Diva, I think your time is super important. Believe it or not, because you take damage really easily unless you're using Matrix, and if you take too much damage, then you can't do your job. Unlike other supports like Ryan and Arisa, where you have a constant stream of healing from sitting next to your support, Divas often don't have that luxury. So, for example, right now, your supports can't really see you. So you're not getting any healing here. So you have to be very cognizant of, like, I have a limited health pool, but I still have a job to do. Okay, so don't throw away your health for free. Force them away. Okay, let's pause and watch this. All right, so for starters, you should recognize at this distance, you're not doing any meaningful damage, okay? Let's say the Genji's standing right here, right, like wiggling, you're going to do, I don't know, 30, 40 damage a second maybe, okay? That's not enough. You want to be standing like right here, then you'll rip into him, all right? Obviously, he has deflect here, but just to think about it. At this distance, shooting, not the most productive. It's not going to do no damage. Like, if you're a little further away, this is like no damage territory. At this distance, it's not a lot of damage, A. B, you want to get into him, move him off high ground right away. You're not getting any kills here, right? Never, I don't care if you're a top 500 Diva, you're not killing any of the people here. It's not your job. Your job right now is simply just knock him off high ground. So you go in here, and then, let's run it back. So you're going to go in, and let's play this slow. So you dive, and you notice you're not diving anything. You're just shooting the wall right now. This is like valuable time right now that you could be shooting, for example, the Hanzo. You also haven't activated missiles, even though you're close enough for missiles to be quite dangerous. So now you just go straight line into the pillar, and what? Nothing here, right? It's like you like barely boop the Genji for, what is it, 15 damage now? The Hanzo just drops off, you miss your melee, and then you come back. Technically, you force him off high ground, but you also lost the opportunity to do 100 to 150 damage there. Instead, you did, 15. So I think when you dive here, I think you want to be like, okay, I'm going to go for one target or the other. Okay, the Genji goes to the left. Either go with the Genji and force him to deflect, for example, or, right, the other option would be to go with the Hanzo and force him to back off. But going at neither and going to this poor pillar that's not doing anything, that's not going to help you. Right? Because again, they're not going to feel afraid here. If I'm the other DPS, I see you do that, I think the Diva doesn't have good mechanics. I'm going to do exactly what this Hanzo does, which is come right back up and contest you. Because I'm not confident that you can actually fight me. Like, I don't think you have good aim or mechanics. So if I know I'm being pocketed by the Mercy, I'm going to go up here and fight you. And that's bad for you, right? If you can't do any damage on him, he's going to bully you and do a ton of damage. So, assert yourself early, right? This is the first encounter they have with you. Make them think you're good, because I'll force them to play differently. All right, shoot the Genji. I think reasonably good call to Matrix there. Make sure he doesn't do too much. All right, so next phase. Against Diva is a very complicated, tricky hero. Okay, right now, next phase, what do you do? Well, not the Ramatra. Definitely not the Ramatra. There's nothing you can do against the Ramatra. Just by nature of the way your hero's designed, you can't do anything reasonable against the Ramatra. You can go after any of the other heroes there. Okay? In this situation, I would suggest Hanzo. That would be your best possible option. Right? At this moment in time, I don't know if you boost. You do have boost. Right now, your best possible option, after you would have heard that Hanzo go up behind you, by the way, is to go and then boost into the Hanzo with missiles. And ideally, you go to the right here and then boop him inwards and pop him in. If you do that, Hanzo's dead. 100% dead. I don't care how bad your aim is, the Hanzo's dead if you do that. All right? Even if he doesn't die, it's not likely he'd die. It's relatively easy for him to survive here, but at least you'll drop him to like 50-ish health, force the Mercy to start pocketing him, which means no healing from the Ramatra for Mercy. And nobody's healing the Ramatra right now. So that would be your big play right now. That's like what you would do to start making some space. You're shooting a Genji, again, not so constructive. This Hanzo shooting you in the side is going to farm ulti off of you. You should recognize you're getting shot on your side. You're not. See, you're taking huge chunks of damage. Look, right now you're 448, you're 450, 400, 360, 288, and like at no point in time have you registered the fact that Hanzo was just shooting you on your left. I would really hope you're wearing a headset, A, but B, like you need to do something about that. Like this Hanzo's just like, okay, cool, I'll just keep shooting you in the side because you don't seem to want to stop me, right? 1, 2, 3. Right? And then eventually stop shooting because he just decides he wants to drop low anyway, which he did not need to do. If I was him, I would have just kept shooting you because you're clearly not responding to it. Alright. You drop. Okay, you see the Ramacha's low here, but that's okay. I mean, I guess your team's sort of with you. But the shield's here. Once the shield's here, I think you just need to matrix and walk to the side. Right, walking that way is fine too, I guess. Alright, back up. You just lost your Mei. You see Hanzo Storm Arrow. With Storm Arrow, you want to Matrix, right? Generally, you should Matrix abilities. Yep, it's good Matrix. Okay, going in here, not the call. Right? At this moment in time, your Mei is dead. Okay, you know you're down 1 already. And you're Matrixing Storm Arrow. You can't win this fight. It's a 5-on-4 right now, and you don't have full health, and there's nobody easily diveable. You just need to back off. Like, literally just walk back and be like, okay, cool, reset, wait for Hanzo. Instead, you try to dive in. Which, again, not the right timing. You should have recognized. I'm going to guess that you didn't know you lost a teammate. Contextually, based on what's going on here, you did not know you lost a teammate. So this is a mistake to go in right now. Not just popped Nemesis. You waste most of those missiles. And then Sojourn dies here. Could you have done anything about Sojourn? Maybe. Just pretty fast, though. Yeah, no, you couldn't have done anything about that. Okay, you booped the Genji, but again, nothing you do right now. Just chill. It's okay. Like, sometimes this happens, right? Don't get discouraged because you fight one and people get picked. People get picked all the time. That is the thing that happens. The most important thing is how do you react to it, okay? Just chill. Farm some ulti, right? Don't feed too much ulti to them. Yep, I think it's good. Waiting for a team to regroup. Oh, boy. Alright, you see the Genji here. You see him dash up, which immediately means that he has made a mistake. I have no idea why this Genji would do this in this situation. So you look for him instinctively, but you can't find him because he's standing on your head. I would say, generally speaking, when you lose track of Genjis, I think this happens to tanks more so than anybody else. When you lose track of Genjis, they are almost always above you. So look straight up and find him. So what you end up doing is that you turn to your right, which is understandable. Then you keep pivoting to the right. Like, there's no way he's going to be against the wall. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a valid location for him to be. You need to look up. You eventually acquire him, right? You use missiles, but I wouldn't use missiles there because it's, A, he has deflect, right? And we know he's deflect because we've never seen him use it. So always assume people have abilities unless you see them use it. So he can just deflect the missiles back into you for damage, A. And B, he's just so hoppy here that, like, you're not going to be able to consistently land the missiles. It's not worth it, right? You, like, completely whiff this whole thing, right? You do probably 50 damage to him there. And then he ends up farming, I think, 200 something ult charge off you, right? Yeah, something about like he does like 150 and the Hanzo does like 100 to you in some heal. All right, you go high ground again. Yeah, again, probably right now you're feeling like the crunch of like, hey, I'm devel, but what do I do in this situation? And I think that's totally understandable. Again, first you have to wait for 5-on-5. Second, look for people who are actually targetable. Okay, so right now in this situation. You can go here, you can put pressure on the Hanzo, you can walk on top, right, and put a lot of pressure on them because it's a lot closer. So for example, if you walk over here and just start shooting the Mercy, she can't stay here. You know what I mean? Like, the Mercy's not going to stay here while you're shooting her at this range. She has to go somewhere, and there's nobody eligible, so she'll have to go around the corner here or around the corner here, okay? And that will at least peel one of the heroes here off of your back. Where is the Kiriko? Kiriko's in this as well, right? Okay. They pop Valk for some reason, so not a lot you can do in this situation. Right, go ahead, shoot him. You're getting close to ulti, but I don't really recommend. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think this is a good boop. Right? You've knocked him around the corner, right? And yeah, he takes a mini, but it's fine. Like, the supports can't save him, right? Even the Kiriko comes, fine. That's also a victory, right? I think this is a good boop, right? Being patient, taking advantage. Again, shooting the Ramatra is useless right now. Totally useless. Like, he's pocketed by the Mercy right now. You want to be going for the Mercy. So I would honestly not even shoot here because shooting will slow you down after this kill. Right, this is a good kill. Just start walking forward. Don't even use missiles. Missiles is a mistake. The Ramacho's full health, right? Using missiles is a mistake. Just walk forwards right now and for the next 2 seconds when boost is ready. Then start shooting the Mercy. Wait for the Guardian Angel and immediately boost after her. Right. Okay, I see what you're doing here because you want to make sure the Ramacho dies. I think that you end up winning this already. Okay, think about it. You killed the Hanzo. You killed the Hanzo. Right? Mei ulti's already down. Mei's already in their backline as well, and she's frozen the Kiriko. Oh, or sleep, or slowing the Kiriko at least. So you throwing bomb here, like I think you can just kill. Like you see that Kiriko that just jumped in, like she's gonna get frozen and die here. You know what I mean? Like this is not a situation like you used way too many ultis here. Right? Your team also popped Valk. You pop Mei ulti, you pop Valk, and you use Diva Bomb. You did not use Diva Bomb. And I think as a general rule, I tell people, this is one of the best tips I ever got for Diva when I was climbing to GM on it back in Overwatch 1, was do not use Diva Bomb to try to kill people with it. There are exceptions, but generally speaking, do not use Diva Bomb when you have full health to kill people. You are very dangerous in your mech. Use Diva Bomb as a second life, which allows you to be hyper aggressive. That way you know you have your mech is back, right? If essentially you're a 1300 health diva, which is crazy dangerous. Like, yeah, I know you got 2 kills here. I think you would have gotten the 2 kills with Diva Bomb. I think this is a wasted bomb. Alright, so you're like, you push the cart a little bit, you step off cart, which is the right call. Again, you see the buncher clumped here, bottom left. Alright, you see the Zarya here. As soon as I see the Zarya here, I leave. Okay? Well, I shoot her until she uses bubble, then I leave. I don't want to give up the space right away because I want her to use that early bubble. And if she doesn't use the early bubble, I'll just damage her. This is a big mistake. Just kill the Mercy. Right? Forget about the Zarya. Kill the Mercy. The Mercy's right here. You're not going to... Don't think that you can kill a Zarya so fast that this point will cap. That is a huge mistake. Okay? If they want to contest this, they will contest this. For sure. Don't worry about that. Kill the Mercy right here. You can see the beam on your screen even. Like this beam right here. Just kill the Mercy. Okay. Said you're trying to shoot the Zarya. This is a huge mistake. You go for the Kiriko, which is good. You force Swift Step. You lose your mech. And then everything has gone haywire. Oh, you should have meleeed. I don't think you would have won anyway. Okay, so let's analyze. Why did we lose this fight? Right, we got 5 on cart. They're coming in. We got 2 ultis here. We have Nano and we have Overclock. They only have Dragon and Blade here. Okay, and no Nano for it. So you need to stuff one of the doors. It's the correct call going here. You knew they were here. Okay, you should have shot the Zarya to force bubble and then boost it out. And then, actually, it's funny, when you boost it out, you could even boost it over here and then force the Zarya to even decide to fight you or go to cart. Because she probably has to go to cart there, and then you can come in there. But that's probably a more advanced trick to think about. I think actually flying up on top here would probably be the best call. And that way, if the Zarya decides to focus you, you can drop off. If the Zarya doesn't focus you, you drop in. I don't think I would have thought that in the moment, to be fair. But I think that's actually probably the optimal play. Shoot Zarya. Right? Shoot Zarya right now. Don't use missiles, but just shoot the Zarya right now. Force bubble. Fly up here. Right? Shoot. If the Zarya tries to pursue, right? You can step off. If the Zarya just keeps walking in, you go in and you block. You basically plug this door with the Mercy and Genji, and you keep them out of the fight. So, from this point in time, your Mercy, or your Ana's walk forward to throw purple is a bad idea. It's going to get instantly cleansed. Yeah, this is a really bad move on the Ana's part. You don't kill the Mercy. Again, easy kill on the Mercy right now. Super easy. Still super easy. Right? Still very easy to kill this Mercy. Now you're pretty far away. You walk into the Dragon. Not much you can do about that. So you have to boost out of this right away. You do. You go for the Kiriko. I don't know. Have you used missiles yet? Where did you use missiles? You use missiles on the Zarya? Yeah, I wouldn't do that, because the missiles are too valuable to use on a tank, right? Unless you know for sure the tank is going to die, but you see a full health Zarya walk in, that's only bubble number 1. Right? I guess it's bubble number 2. But, so, it's bubble number 2, so I guess conceivably you kill, but with the Dragon, it's going to be really hard to kill her. I think I would save missiles for a squishy. I think that's typically my general rule, is save missiles for squishies. So, from right here, right, she sleeps the Zarya. Right, you go up to Kiriko. Kiriko swift steps. And then you go up to the Hanzo. Again, Dragon killing Mercy is super unlucky. Kiriko killing Ana is silly. I mean, there's not much you can do. The Ana's like way out of position. the dragon would have killed her anyway. Yeah, I think even if you played this perfectly, I don't know that you would have won this. And it's a shame, because all they used was dragon there. The only way you could have won this is to know that Hanzo Dragon was a huge issue, and to go to the right door and eat the dragon arrow through the wall. But beyond that, I don't think there's a lot actually you could play here. Okay, you've done Winston, which is fine. You don't want to play Diva versus Zarya, which I understand. So you know Zarya's used their first bubble. You zap. Oh, it's got a good zap on Hanzo. You go straight in. All right, you got Nano. Oh yeah, your Ana should nail you at some point in that fight, or nailed somebody. Okay, bad jump mechanics, right? Way too much altitude. The angle's too high. You have to aim lower because you want to go and land right here, like quick. But because you go so high up, it takes you forever to get down. You see nobody takes no damage, or everybody takes no damage from you. And if you boop her, sometimes you can get enough if she doesn't do it too close that you can boop her away from the res, but I think it's unlikely because she was like on top of that. Now you're in a chase down situation. You're on the Mercy. I think you recognize you lost 2 when you decide to get out. I think that's fair. Put bubble, yep, put bail. I think that's fine. So I think overall decision making there so far from what I've seen as Winston is correct. I would look at what's going on with my Sojourn. Again, I don't want my Sojourn to get staggered here. I would peek around this corner and see like what's the situation. Can I save or can I potentially get a kill? Right? For example, you could have saved her by simply just walking in front and body blocking the laser for her. And then that would have saved you 15 seconds of stagger. So I think that's something you just need to be more aware of. Is body blocking as a tank is very effective. Right? I think this is a good idea, not a good executed leap. So you want to go, you land here, you want to land right here, right at the very edge. You see? You land so short, which means he barely takes any splash damage, and you can't follow him as easily, right? He's going to get out of range very quickly. If you landed over here, you would do the 50 instant damage plus 30 from melee cancel. That's 80 right away, and then you would start zapping him, which would force him to dash. Now he just backs off. So I'd say mechanics are the thing that I'm seeing as Winston that I'm just not feeling. Like if I told you as Winston, can you land right here, like exactly right here, like on this spot? If you can't make that jump, you should practice until you can, right? Can you land right here? Can you land right there? Can you land right here, right? All these things are super important as Winston. Like, the difference between 1 meter forwards or backwards can be a difference between killing somebody or letting them go, or dying or living as Winston. Like, you have to be very precise with your jumps if you want to climb. Okay, so as Winston here, I'm thinking first deflect them from this area, make that space, then second, dive gas. Don't take this damage. This is not the right time, right? You're just waiting for your team to come up. You're not even full health right now. You're already missing 100 health. You walk over here, and then you take 50, 100 more damage. This is silly. You have to get healing before you go in. I don't think you're going to get it. Okay, you recognize Zarya's overextended. I think this is a good general call. Your team's not really with you, though, for some reason. I think you're probably just too late here. Where's your other DPS? Oh, she's with you. She's in the air. Alright, so I see the Pharaoh shooting over here. I really want to get healed. You come in on her. Yeah, the team's just not on the same page. It's unfortunate. I see what you see, and I think it's a reasonable thing, right? You actually did a good chunk of damage to her, but the team's just not with you here. Again, bad jump, right? Land on the Hanzo here. He's low enough that you can potentially insta-kill him. That's 110 health, so 80 damage instantly and then 30 damage after that, right? You notice you go way past him, right? Again, if you've done a perfectly executed jump, I think he just instantly dies there. Okay, Genji's there. Don't reload here. This is not the time to reload. You have to keep the pressure up, right? And you had like full ammo basically. Zap, 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 zap. Right here, you still have 79 ammo. Just drop and keep zapping. Okay, you have primal here as well, so I drop. I'm trying to finish the extra 80 ammo. Then I want to jump, force Kiriko, or like Hanzo Dash or something like that. Then pop primal and kill him. Right? This is like a critical moment where your team is applying pressure, and you just stop applying pressure to reload, which you didn't need to. Again, really bad jump. At this point, it must be pretty obvious how bad your jumps are. So again, if you're jumping, you want to land right here on top of the Hanzo. Instead, look where you end up. He's at 20 health. Also, you take such a vertical jump that it takes you forever to land. Like, this jump is really bad. He should instantly die. He's only got 30 health. This is like all you to not kill him in this situation. Also, if you did a good jump on him sooner, I don't think your Pharah dies. Right? Like, think about it. If you landed straight in his face right now, he never gets an angle to shoot the Pharah. So your Pharah lives and the Hanzo dies, but I don't think either one's going to happen right now. You put the bubble down despite nobody aiming at you. This is also pretty common for lower ranked Winstons, is that they put down bubble instinctively when they go in. There's nobody looking at you right now. Right? Like, they're all just killing your backline. You don't need the bubble. It's not going to help you. So, a total waste of bubble. Right now, he's shooting at you. Bubble would be very helpful right now to keep your team alive, but you're down another. Hanzo's here. He's going to be frozen. Nope, he's not frozen even. Okay, now you pop Primal in, I think, a 5-on-1. Yes, I am correct. Or 1-on-5 situation. This is probably one of the worst Primals of your life. Right? Everyone's dead here. Like, everybody's dead. You think you're going to kill 5 people with Primal? I don't think so. Like, you're just not watching the kill feed. It's very obvious. Now you're feeding 1,000 health worth of ult charge to them. I don't even know why you're still swinging. Like, yeah. You just filled them a ton of ult charge. Holy shit. Yeah, that's real bad. So now the Zarya's going to have grab even sooner because of this. Look at the Zarya, right? So go in. So Zarya's at 69 right now. And she doesn't even do that much damage to you. Right? See how fast the percentage goes up? She got to 78% from zapping you. And she wasn't even shooting you that much. Okay, let's look at the Genji, for example. All right, you're at 54, 56, 62, 66, 70%. So you fed the Genji 18% ult charge. You fed 8 to 10% to the Zarya, etc. I don't know why the Hanzo Dragon. Oh, this overtime. I guess that's why you're primaling, because you recognize this overtime. You had to stall, but yeah, it's tough because I don't get the sound cues are really soft in the replay. So now I understand better why you primaled. So we'll walk this back and try to explain where this went wrong, besides the fact that this is just not the right time for primal, or at least not a good time for primal. Okay, so let's walk in this with the perspective of this is final fight, because I think that was important context that I didn't pick up on this time. So number one, the pressure is even more important. Okay, what you should have done is you should have dropped with the Genji right now, and then you'd be zapping the Genji and the Kiriko. Then you can decide, okay, I follow the Kiriko. Genji doesn't really matter, right? Whichever one I think is more likely to get a kill. Probably the Genji here, maybe, right? Zap, 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 zap. Now I'm on the Hanzo, right? The Hanzo's here. I back up. I do a short jump, right? Where you hold S and you point straight down and you do a short jump on top of him, and then that'll kill him pretty much right away. Then after he's dead, I look, do I need a primal here? I probably need a primal. I primal. I go after the Kiriko. I hit her once. She swift steps, likely to the Zarya. Then I jump over here and I kill off the Kiriko. That's what should have happened. But your poor Winston jumping mechanics really screw you over. Also, this bubble that obviously doesn't help your team really messes you up here. So, I mean, Winston is a very mechanically complicated hero. I think people are like, oh, it's so easy, you just dive in. It's not. He's, like, very difficult to play at a high level, right? Other than, like, unless the other team, like, doesn't know how to play against Winston at all, it's very, very hard to play Winston. I think you need a lot of practice, like, a lot of practice to jump, because I don't think you could comfortably understand. There's a good guide from Karq, I think, on jumps where he covers it's the same one that does the primal race juggling, to understand all the different kinds of jumps, right? Short jump, regular jump, long jump, right? Jumping for height, time when you need cooldown to come back. All these tricks, you need to know them like by heart to climb as Winston. There's a lot of technique to it. Okay, so overall recap, I would say, let me just think as we go back here. I think you know generally what you're supposed to be doing, which makes sense, right? You're Plat 1, almost Diamond. I think you generally know what you're supposed to be doing. I think your actual mechanics are not well refined. I think that your ability to isolate kills is not good. So, for example, in this entire first attack, how many kills did you get? Not eliminations, but kills. 1 plus 2 from Diva Bomb. I think. I don't think you got any kills on Winston. And I think you only got the soldier kill behind this. Okay? That's not what should be happening. Like, you just don't have, like, a combination of the aim, the timing, the mechanics to pull off. Like, this situation, for example, where the Genji's, like, sits on your head, you should have done, like, 100 plus damage to them easily and forced them to deflect and or dash out. Right? But again, you're super late on it. Again, not paying attention to the sound cues, having the Hanzo shoot you. like looking for like those kill opportunities right here. Again, you could have just walked forward right here and shot the Mercy and you know, forced Valk, etc. earlier. I think the Diva Bomb was unnecessary, right? So I see both of your ultimates were poor, right? The first Diva Bomb would have been very helpful, right, on your last Diva life. Your first Diva Bomb was not needed, and your Winston Primal, the mechanics were bad. Is that true? Did I really watch enough? I don't know if I watched enough Winston to say for sure the mechanics were bad, but it didn't look like it was effective. Right, missile timing, not great. Missiles, that's a big one on Diva. I think that would probably highlight that on Diva, is that your missiles are no good. Like, your missiles give you very little value on Diva. I don't think you are good at letting them, kind of giving them space so the team expands, like spreads out for you to go after the backline. I think that you also need to make sure, I think I mentioned paying attention to the kill feed, but on Winston, let's go back and watch Winston here. Oh yeah, this is your regroup. Is this final fight? Oh yeah, as Winston, your jump mechanics in general are just really bad. Okay, yeah, so ultimately, you know, refinements. It's tough because this isn't a large sample of gameplay, right? I wish you'd at least gotten first point so we could look at more, but I would say overall, your mechanics just aren't very good. You don't look like you're clearly better than everybody else in the game. Let's put it that way. Okay, and that's going to be necessary to climb into Diamond. Because I look at this stuff, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, wow, I would have done like 100 more damage than you in this situation because your mechanics just aren't good enough. Like, even something simple like this right here. Okay, watch the side view to show like how ineffective this jump is. Right? You don't even hit him with the. We don't hit him with the landing at all. While instead, I would have landed on him and either done 80 damage instantly and started zapping, or forced dash right away. Okay? So that's like a big difference, right? You did 0 damage, I would have done 80. And the follow-up would have been better. So, yeah, I mean, that stuff's tough, right? I think you just need a lot more practice with Winston in particular. But also with Diva, just looking for those little opportunities to actually get kills and understanding like how to play the fight out. Like this over here was like really critical. Again, understanding 1, bait Zarya bubble early so she gets no value out of it, and then 2, going after the Mercy right now is critical. This is target priority is really, really, really bad right now. Okay, cool. Hopefully that's helpful.